Welcome to episode 62 of our Football Manager Hobo To Hero playthrough. In case you watch this later on, yes, this is a recording of a stream. In case you watch this right now, we will continue, as always. So this might be an interesting one though, because we will play our local rivals Kuching, and, well, as you can probably judge by the title of the episode, we're 62 episodes in, so we put some time into this at this point. I've grown very fond of Sarawak United FC, despite their interesting history, I would argue. In fact, we will play rivals back-to-back, Kuching and Sabah. Also, I'm in the perfect mood for this because I'm damn tired, so this is fantastic. This is I'm exactly in the mood that you should play rivals in. Kuching are 3 points behind us, so obviously we are favorites. Not really. It will be away from home, but away from home is the other side of the city. Yeah. So I think one thing to consider here is we should have a look at the goals conceded recently. We had a really great start at the, start of the season. Nice phrasing, Chris. And I want to find out how we conceded in general, and if there's anything in a systematic manner that I can do about it. So that goal against KL Rovers, I know it already, but we'll watch it anyway. The Jakob person converted a penalty. So, is there anything we can do about that? Quality of our goalkeepers and saving penalties would be an idea, but that's really hard to do. Against Sarawak we didn't concede, so no use watching this. I guess there is one other opportunity here. There is a near goal in minute 90 plus 4 that was ruled out due to offside. So how did that happen? Straight from the kickoff in minute 93 because we scored. Everybody was exhausted at this point. With closing down of Jakob didn't work. So he escaped attention basically. That's just a long ball coming in now. Or not. Where is it? Oh, it's here. Okay, so that happened down the way. There were a few opportunities to play a long ball straight to Jakob, or Jacob, or whatever. Previously, though. Still down the wing, so that's Badrul Hisham's side in this case. That will always be some sort of a weakness. And, well, he's really tiny, so 1m74. People will hate me in the comments later. If you are 1m74 or below, please feel free to comment. Or not. But in a bit more serious manner, we can't do much about that other than, well, exchanging the right defender at some point. Yilmaz's a little bit tall. No, not really. He's just better at jumping. So there are alternative ways to approach this. Not sure if that's a good idea overall. If I look at Badrul Hisham's overall rating, it's still 7.16. So probably overinterpretation for now. And, well, we conceded one goal like this. Well, one that we watched up until now. In how many matches? 8? Something like that. We conceded 2 in the match against Kedah. Let's have a look at this too. Maybe we can deduct something from this. Maybe not. But I think it's still useful. Yeah, what I can deduct from this is really bad defending though. Not sure what I can say about it otherwise. Let's watch it again. So in this situation, Mahasir seems out of position. Look at the opportunity to play a ball down there. That said, Zakaria blocks the passing lane here. Otherwise, this would be the perfect pass for Safavi. That doesn't happen. Adriano's not offside though. The cross doesn't get blocked. To be fair, Adriano is one of the better players, I think, of the league overall. With well, the back heel, he knocks the ball back. He doesn't score. It deflects off both, and then the keeper does nothing in the second attempt. So there's a trace of bad luck on top of that. But we got men in between. So what could we do to avoid this? I'll watch this a third time now. Zakaria challenge to Natsko Insa, or however it's pronounced. That could be a thing. Mahasir could be further up front. So I guess the positioning, the defensive positioning overall, it's always an opportunity to put him in offside. There's no challenge by Mahasir here. And neither is there a challenge by whoever that is. I guess Carrier or no, maybe Fakura. So overall, this is just too careful on all of them. Not sure though if there's a tactical problem here. If you look at the overall chain of events, we had Zakaria not closing him down. Well, he did close him down, but not tackling the player, not challenging him enough. The missed opportunity for an offside situation, potentially. No challenge by the wingback in the penalty area, which makes some sense. It was Mahasir, so the center back, not the wingback. But anyway, no challenge by the center back in the penalty area. And, well, no challenge or failed challenges in the penalty area for the player that took the shot. So Jonah, I guess, Atide Jonah. And then bad luck with the block. I think that can happen, but still, it's somewhat useful to be aware of the bad chain of events. So I'm trying to, I guess, make it visible to myself. Let's have a look at Adriano's goal. There. So, funnily enough, I think this was a good challenge, because it knocked the player out. The fact that Baru lost this player, that's a thing. Okay. This is a 16-year-old, by the way, that we focused for the entirety of the match, and he gave it back in, well, just the wrong manner from our perspective. I thought he might go off with a second yellow. He didn't. Instead, he provided this assist. No, yeah, just wants to head. This is Mazrin. Mazrin's time. Or at least not a jumper. So we have an overlapping fullback that just loses Baru. That will happen, but it is unlikely to happen all the time. It's probably not a primary concern, Baru's defending. Badrul Hisham's too slow to get there, but he did challenge the appropriate winger in midfield, so I have a hard time calling that a mistake. The fact that Baru doesn't close, he's not fast enough to get in the range of Ramlan, or to challenge him. That might be a thing, but Baru is pretty fast, so I guess chances are Ramlan is just faster. Nadriano, again, is an outstanding player in the league. That can happen. Like, I'm not trying to talk him strong, just have a look at the stats. See? So the color scheme should probably tell you that this is very fine as a player. It's good material, it's their star player. Well, to be frank, I would like to have somebody like this. If I compare this to Elbug Chagtsel, yeah, he's way better. Elbug has his strengths too, but they are a bit more limited. That said, he still has 5 years to go, and there's a slight discrepancy in wage. So that's to be expected. Alright. So, again, what would I do here? Well, the first goal had a really long chain of events. And the second goal, that's just player skill and an unlikely cross, I would argue. That can always happen. Not sure how to deal with this, but maybe I will find something. Like, if the next 5 Goals conceded. We probably didn't concede 5 goals. But if the next few goals conceded are always go down the wing, for example, there might be a solution there. I don't know. We will need to wait and see. That said, let's have a short break and then have a look at this goal conceded against KL. 'Tomorrow, Mies. Also, welcome back to the stream. The draw is tomorrow, so given that I'm a very kind person, this draw will probably be right at midnight. I will just continue. Praises for Fakrula. Oh. Oh, man. So he had a 10.0 rating last time with his hat trick. Apparently the powerful free kick from 26 meters. Well, what's going on here? This is great. Thank you very much for this highlights pop-up. This certainly works as intended. Six goals and 9 appearances. Well, we kind of skewed that one though with that hat trick. Well, I still don't know about a cup draw, so let's actually go there. So you know whom will play. But as I mentioned at the start of the episode, the next 2 matches will be rivalries. Kuching first, Sabah next. So we gotta make sure it works. Gotta make it count. However you want to phrase it. Troyes have been promoted from League 2. If that is the French league. There's the draw. You wanna watch it? Or shall we just draw? It won't take that much time. Automatic draw! PDRM, that would be great. Erengano, damn. Melaka. They play Curtis. Arini. What the hell is Langkawi City? Naga UKS. They played against Johor DT. Kedah. Well, I guess that's a positive. Kelantan, oh no. Oh. That would be us. That is us. We play Real Chukai. Nice. I guess that's positive, given that this is a non-league team. So it is not guaranteed, but pretty much expected that we get into the next round. Sadly, it will not earn us any money. And we play away from home. But still, we need to win this. So much for that, Mies. Are you satisfied with that? 6k capacity. Alright, we didn't... I think we didn't have a look at... in the cup. It seems like the first round sorted quite nicely. If you look at this. Perlis United won against Kuching. Harini made it against YPM, which are considered a non-league team these days, but they played in the M3 already. Kuala Lumpur got rid of MPPD, so that's okay. Naga UKS, they are a non-league team these days, funnily enough. Won against Bukit Tambun, so I guess that's a plus, given that Naga UKS I consider non-league right now. Perak lost against Kedah. This is a... yeah, true. But I fear some of the other teams even more. Saints got thrown out by Pahang. Pahang is also the bigger one. And, well, these two are both non-league. Terengganu won. Melaka threw out KL Rovers, it seems. Selangor got thrown out by... who would that be? That's us. On penalties. So... yeah, but we did that. So I guess, yes, formally speaking, it's correct, but it's true. This is our fault. These two I don't really care. Kelantan won against Sembilan. I don't know if this is positive or negative. Mahan got thrown out by PDRM. Let me put it that way. We should be able to defeat either one. And Sabah got thrown out by the armed forces. I'm starting to fear armed forces, actually. Considering that. The performance of the league isn't that bad either. They are 6th. And apparently local rival... well... it doesn't help insulting them or saying they are really bad. They are 1 point behind us. They are right on our heels from that perspective. So they might have been really bad in that one season that they got 7 points overall, but this season is definitely better. For now. Well, it will end better for sure, given that they have 12 points now. But I was in the process of watching some of the goals conceded. And I still want to continue that. I'm hoping that we get something from this. So, minute 86, that was a really, really late goal conceded. A really unlikely one too. That's a long shot, isn't it? Yeah. Cuts inside, Zakaria misses the opportunity. I think this is a freak goal. You are entitled to a different opinion, feel free to share. But... watching it again... Badrul Hisham's to blame for the bad first touch. Then we have... there's an overload going on here. So whoever that is, Ankun. Ankun doesn't really work back. I think Kuching is a local one and Sabah is a true rival. And the other one is Sarawak. So I think, yes, these are the only true rivals we have. Cuts inside here. Takes a long shot. That's really hard to defend and also unlikely to happen. So, opportunities to defend this. Badrul Hisham shouldn't lose the ball. Zakaria should get in for the tackle. That will sort itself out at some point. Chin Siu Sum could have saved that one. Potentially. And it might have gotten blocked by one of the central defenders, but that's really an unlikely occasion. And still the ball would probably have bounced around. In effect, I think he took the shot and yeah. In German we call this a Sonntagsschuss. So, a Sunday's shot, whatever it's called in English. Lucky strike, I guess. Selangor in the cup. Not sure how reflective the goals conceded here are for, first of all, the league, and second of all, for the overall strength of the league. I'm not sure if they are represented for this. So, the first one conceded was by Nihon. I think that was a free kick, if I recall correctly. No, it was not. It was a corner. Go. Yeah. So, what do we do about this? Obviously corner instructions, corner defending instructions. Elbug Chagtsel there to mark him. Mahasir is there in the same area. Diego's there. Diego is not that small. There's 3 people there. That said, I think Mr. Nieholm, I would need to have a look. But if I recall correctly, Jesper Nieholm isn't a bad jumper either. That's 7 to 12, I'm not sure. Might be a little bit more, a little bit less. Let's have another short break and then continue with the rest. Alright. So, about that corner, obviously we could have central defenders with even better jumping. But 12 points is basically as high as we can go here. Maybe sign that Russian central defender in case he's ever willing to come. He might get released in the future. So that's an opportunity. But a goal conceded from a set piece is always a possibility. That stuff happens. And well, it was the first set piece, I think, for today that we conceded from. Or for the season. So this one, Badrul Hisham's obviously again in there, and then, well, that's just central defenders not doing their job. But I think it was Mazrin that was forced into that duel, so in a way it was a far post header, if you want to phrase it that way. This man shouldn't be open. So Ankun's defending here doesn't really contribute. Then Badrul Hisham misses the opportunity to intercept. Either the player or the ball, I don't care. Mahasir challenges Seo Seong-ung. Fakrullah is way out of position. So the fact that Fakrullah is out of position is actually what's the cause for Mahasir closing down the wrong man. Mazrin needs to come in because Fakrullah doesn't do shit. Zakaria doesn't really help. I guess I don't blame Zakaria. His responsibility is somewhere around here. So actually he's closer to what's going on than anyone else. And in case of a flick on or something, he would probably be able, for example, to close down Azmi. Or Abdul Halim challenged him. But this mismatch, this is a lack of coordination between the central defenders to me. So we can also blame it on Chinsiusu, maybe. Lack of communication. But it might just be bad positioning too. And obviously he outjumps his man, so yeah. Do I want to stick it on the goalkeeper again? Not really. So not sure what to make of that. Any thoughts from your side? And then we conceded 2 against Pahang at the start of the season. Keep in mind, back then, tactical familiarity was also somewhat low. Hi, welcome to the stream. So, I think it was the Glazok thing here might have been the free kick. I don't think I ever spent that much time. Yeah, that was just a wonderful one. And same as with Adriano's scenes recently. I think this is just a reflection of quality. He's a really good player. Let's have a look at him for a second. We can't see it anymore. But he's also really tall. So that's definitely one to watch for. But can't do much about it. I'm fine. Thank you very much. What brings you to the stream? And then the other goal got conceded by, well, it was converted by Mr. Sherman, whoever that is. Let's have a look. That's a long ball. Modforzi outruns Mahazir. Mahazir doesn't close him down. Oh no. Depends. What's your favorite game? I guess I play it a lot. I have a hard time picking favorites, to be honest. So what do I make of this overall analysis? So at least 2 goals were conceded from players that have way superior skill. I think we can rule that out. There's no way we can do anything about that other than spending a ton of money on a player that might or might not be able to counter that. We have that 1 goal after a corner. I think that can always happen, but it's not like there's a systemic issue here just yet. That free kick again, just to repeat that, taken by somebody that has superior quality. Then we have the issue with the crosses that come in that are not blocked by, say, Badrul Hisham. I think in general that is a thing. And we have miscommunication in defense. So, funnily enough, the result that I deduct from this is, well, maybe if there were to be or if there was a systemic issue, it would probably show. That said, sample size might be too small, so it's hard to deduct something from 8 games. And looking at this overall, I don't know, Mies, if you have an opinion on what you think, or Lizanil, for whatever it's worth, if you have an opinion on that. How do you deduct something from a small sample like this? And to answer the question, I'm from southern Germany. You can probably hear by the accent. That said, I'm really hopeful it gets better and better. But, you know, it's not like I talk to people that answer in English. So... Ah, I see. So, basically from outside Europe. Nah, welcome to the stream. There are a few others of my regulars that, well, semi-regulars that are from the UK. It seems to be due to the time zone. It seems to be a thing. So, yeah, maybe you will get to know them at one point. So, what brought you here? I guess, given that you're a follower of, well, if you like Call of Duty, that's as far as I can imagine from Football Manager. On the other hand, both involve shooting stuff, right? So I guess they got that in common. Chuchu wants to post as a chief scout. We will stop this now. I've had enough. Training schedule changes. Okay, so there's a match on Sunday here. Obviously, we will need to change the training. We got a specific schedule for that. But yeah, honest question, did you play Football Manager? It's on the channel page. No issue with that. There's the Discord server. I guess that's what you're going for. And, well, you can deduct my Discord from there. That's the wrong schedule, though. That's not the wrong schedule. What's going on here? That's way wrong. So we are missing some defensive shadow play, I guess. Can we do some... No, they are included already. This is well, no, this is fine. This is straight after the match. I guess we do technical defending here. Where the hell is it? Never mind. Defensive shadow play is what I'm going for. Okay, so yeah, that. Did you find the Discord? We do share. Oh yeah, you did. So welcome to the Discord server. We do share Football Manager related stuff there and the occasional meme. Yeah, there's a small community so far, so you're welcome to join. Okay, so this armed forces guy, they want to get rid of him. A 29-year-old forward. That is definitely on the pacey side and a good finisher, but that's about it. Oh, we'll have a break. So, back from the break. Listen, Ella, I will chat with you later, if that's alright. Kind of busy streaming right now, so let's not have a conversation along the side. Yeah, well, as I said, I'll do that later. Alright. So, do we need a striker like this? Insert doubt meme here. I don't think so. Like, he might be okay, but he will also have a wage estimate that I will not like. I don't think it's worth scouting him. So let's get rid of this report. This is what happens in the next 2 weeks. This is really important. Kuching and Sabah. It's really just about the bragging rights and 6 points though. Bragging rights though. Where the hell is it? Here. Fierce rivals, both times. One of them is even at home, I think. Yeah, the match against Sabah is at home. So if we make it all the way through this today, then I will probably drop that afterwards.
Hey, yet another member for the fan club.
Are you quite sure it's not a self-help group?
Thanks for that one. I do think we need another schedule here. Doesn't matter much which one. Same here. It will reschedule by itself. So that'll do. Which tactic do we train right now? Not this one. We go back to the primarily trained tactic, I think. We will just play possession football and try to do the usual stuff. So I want to skip through the players though and see if there's any comments to be made here. It's probably a bit too soon, but well, let's go here actually. We should have a look at the individual training, in particular the instructions, because we changed those recently prior to playing in another tactic. So I want to go back to training him as a halfback. That might look like a back and forth, but I think it's appropriate. We did play in a different system last time out, so it does make sense to me. Christopher as an inverted winger on support? Nah, that's not how we play. We play him as an inverted winger on attack in that formation. This is okay. I have my doubts about... Who was it? Ilma. He should probably learn to play this in a supporting role. Not that it matters much. Same attributes. Harsh Singh, same principle. I don't know why we put them on defend. McManamy trains as a box-to-box midfielder right now. Well, I guess there's some sense to this, given that he might be the one to come on the pitch as a box-to-box. That said, in the recent matches it was Ahmad. But training him as a deep playing playmaker is also kind of interesting for creative, so I'm not so sure. This is exactly the way we play him. This is not the way we play him. Difficult question, I think. He's more of a playmaker-ish type. So I'd actually argue if we do playmaker-ish things with him, either do roaming playmaker altogether. He's 19 years old after all, so give him some attributes all over the place. Or, well, we could train him as a box-to-box. That said, he might come on as a shadow striker, so I'll keep it that way, in case we change the formation. Kamarudin, same principle here. Put him on wingback on support. He might come on defend if we change the formation and stuff, but it's unlikely. This just doesn't exist in our... Well, it does exist in our formation. That said, I think going to halfback here makes sense. He's likely to come on in that role, and he will pretty much have figured out the other one. These two are central defenders, that makes sense. He's a winger on attack, sure. Baru, same. Mod Jalil, yeah, goalkeeper. This is fine too. In fact, his off-the-ball movement went up, so why not? This isn't. I really expected more. And RC, well. So we could also obviously train him, for example, as an inverted winger on the left or something. But how much did you play recently? He was on and off the bench the entire time. His overall sharpness does go up. And to be fair, he's highly susceptible to injury, so yeah. Being careful with him makes sense. I'm not sure if he will, well, I'm not sure if he will fulfill my dreams or Mises' dreams. Depends. But I still have hopes for it. Yeah, for the entire situation. Let me have a summary, please. That's a new scouting report. This is interesting. Is this pronounced Juan? Probably. Juan Servin. He seems to be a new gen, given that he has a face. Yeah. He's available on a free transfer. He's a attacking midfielder that knows how to hit the ball to put it in the back of the net. Trial immediately. His shortlist I'm not so sure about, but we will get a message due to the trial. So let's see. Yes. So we will have a Mexican attacking midfielder actually. It's not like there's not enough foreigners in the squad already. Is he any... Might? He's a mercenary. He's a mercenary that would be, for his skill level, he might be rather cheap. Well, somebody asked me recently, why the hell do you play with an attacking midfielder if you do not have a skilled attacking midfielder? Here he comes. Problem is he's the worst personality I could think of. Let's wait for the media handling, maybe. He also has a language barrier and all that stuff. I really don't want to sign a mercenary. There are issues with the training rating with Guid and Yilma. Both of these are foreign players that might have problems adapting. So we'll keep that going and wait. Speaking of waiting, we'll have another short break, and then we will see what we can figure out about this match. We didn't have a look at it yet. Here be. Alright, great. So I think I skipped over the scouting reporting anyway. Where is it? Here's the report of Kuching. So they play a balanced style, quite similarly to ours. We do not have a performance analyst or anything, so we will need to deal with this. Goalkeeper communicates nicely. And apparently they are really good at the near post. This seems to be a good goalkeeper overall. One-on-ones are a bit low. Yeah, but I agree. He's a good goalkeeper. 6.89. I guess there's worse in this league. For example, in our team. Then they have a good right back. That I would like to challenge that. So he's very fast. He's also tiny for a footballer anyway. Crossing somewhat decent, but really the positive side here is the off the ball movement. It's not like positioning, tackling and passing and stuff is that bad, but this is more of an offensive minded player, I would argue. And you can also see that here. He can basically play all of these positions. In a way, this is a wingback. From the perspective of the in-betweenness of the attributes. He's not really strictly an attacking player or strictly a defensive player. He's somewhat rounded. Which, on the other hand, means we might be able to, well, not outrun him. That's the right defensive side. Right defensive side is our left, so that is Christopher. Christopher is similarly fast. A decent dribbler. And at this point, it's probably good enough for the league to challenge most of the players on the mental side. Which is kind of fun. I like this. So, where is it? Inverted winger on attack. Yeah, that went up. Not by much, but it went up. Quite happy with this. So, I have confidence that Nard Kilasto Christopher can challenge this person. No concerns there. And this is the best defender they have. Well, apparently. According to the scout, anyway. So, this is Chuchu's opinion. Take it with, I don't know, a bag of salt. Amatzik Remote Khalili. That's interesting. He possesses this risky trait. He is a good crosser. He has good tackling. His positioning is 5, though. That's really, really, really bad. Which brings me to the conclusion that both of these wide defenders, while being strong players overall, have their weaknesses. And in this particular situation, for example, the pace is 10 only. He is really fast, accelerating though, but his positioning is 5. He will need to compensate with the physical side for the lack of mental stuff. That's it, decisions and concentration and stuff. It's not that bad. He's in the wrong position, but at least he pays attention. Let's put it that way. So, I would argue passing's bad, but his crossing is very good. As long as we keep him away from goal, we will probably be somewhat fine. He might play a penetrating pass from way back though. But there's also the chance that we get the ball from him, given that he knocks the ball past the opponent. On the other hand, his mentals overall are not that bad, so he might be able to pull that off. And, well, the first touch is okay too. So he will not have a hard time controlling the ball. He's small though, and it is the same for Asnan. Well, he's a 5-point jumper. I guess in this league this counts as mediocre. The central defender is not a good jumper either, and the positioning is bad. So that's the third player out of a back 4 that has bad positioning. If this is not pass the ball around territory just yet, I don't know. We will find space there. At least, it's likely. If Mr. Fukai doesn't defend all of it on his own. I give it a 9 points of jumping reach here. And a bad heading. And, well, composure's low too. I would argue we can probably float crosses here for the next match. So, well, it's a 4-4-2, so I'm kind of conflicted. These two out here seem to be weak defensively, at least in some areas, in particular the positioning. Same as him. He's suspended anyway though, so we might face a youngster or something here. On the other hand, this is a 4-4-2, and a 4-4-2, generally speaking, is vulnerable in the middle. So, going straight towards goal. In case these two are not, well, good defenders. He is though. He's a good passer, has good vision, and he can tackle the ball. This is not bad. He's tiny though, again. Can't jump, no strength, they don't lift. He's also 31, so... sticks and bones may break his bones, I guess. And it's somewhat similar here. So they are, funnily enough, the central midfielders are somewhat strong on the defensive side. So going through the middle is probably the unlikely thing to do here. They both are dangerous from passes. He's not good defensively though. That's not expected of him, he's a winger. He is okay-ish as a winger overall. Show him to the left foot, be done with it. Roslan. Similar situation, isn't it? So, chances are, once we go down the wings, we can maybe pose some threat to them. And going down the wings, maybe even with early crosses and stuff. Because there's only one central defender that is remotely capable of jumping. He's a 9. And well, Elbug Chagtsel on 11. And also, he has weaknesses like decision making. There are obvious weaknesses to his game too, but he might be able to pull that off. We can also actually have a look at the white players too on our side, given all of these circumstances. So who's likely to make an appearance here? Christopher. Christopher's a 4-4, so he will not be the one to outjump these guys. That said, he will cut between the space of the right defender and, well, the right wingback and the right central defender, right? So let's have a look at that. That's him and an unknown entity. His positioning is... it's just enough... well, it's just a little bit off. Just by a margin that I would argue this might get them into trouble. So it really depends if the central defender is able to cope with that. Pace-wise, he's not much faster than than Christopher, so that might be an opportunity. Same here. This one will not be the one to cover for that. So maybe Christopher finds some space here, which in turn might mean that Mazrin finds some space up front. So that's fine. Right side, we play with a winger. So Baru would need to outplay this person. He has better acceleration, no doubt about that. Positioning is 5 though. Let's have a look at Baru. For some reason Baru is 1m79, but he has no idea how to lift weights and he has no idea how to jump. His off the ball movement is a little bit better though than the positioning of the other guy. So he might outrun him, he might not. Still an alternative on the right wing. Sure, I guess Guit, but he's not much better. And Carlos da Costa Lima, who is a similar pace, but mentally speaking, he's way worse. So that's unlikely. So that gave us a general concept now. We will probably, at least that's my perspective for now, probably play down the wings, despite playing against a 4-4-2, and probably float some crosses in towards Elbug Chagtsel, and maybe find a tall player or two to put him on the pitch if we can. Alright, see you after the break. And please, please, please tell me if I don't make sense, by the way. It's like, I'm trying to figure this out on the fly, so feedback is always welcome. Did I make sense so far? I'm actually really interested in your opinions. We should probably also have a look at the pitch size, come to think of it. So this is an away match. Where the hell is it here? Width is 55 meters. I expected something like this. So we want to go down the wings, but at the same time the pitch is really narrow. How do we exploit that? How do we deal with it? So wingers will have a hard time creating. Depends on their strikers, doesn't it? There's also still the opportunity to drop back. Suffer these two. And their creativity. With good off-the-ball movement, good acceleration, good pace, they will probably create something close to the ground. But they will create something. And try to counter straight through the middle. So early crosses maybe? Funnily enough. Because Elbug Chagtsel is also not that slow. Might still challenge one of their defenders. Now I lost the report. Damn it. Where is it? Come here. He's out of the match anyway. And he's a 10-11. So this is similar. Maybe. But faced with a winger or an inverted winger that might cut inside, it is an opportunity to just run past them and knock the ball in from running over their defensive line, basically. The alternative is to keep the ball, just retain it, and they will make some errors in defense at some point. Maybe even exploit it in a little more narrow fashion. Yeah, why not? So, we'll put Christopher here. I think this is still appropriate to be played in some sort of box standard lineup. All of this more or less for nothing. Nice. Nuts. What do you guys think so far? Any thoughts? It's an important match. Local grudge match. Hmm. Training ratings should be in. They are, but we can't talk about them just yet. Chinsu Sim should not start, it says. Well, wow. We gave him a rest and now he trains like a beast. Great. Lol. Apparently the supporters are kind of torn on the issue. Not sure. I'm sure about this one though. That's easy. Sure about this, somewhat sure about that. This is Zachariah's job. He made it to 1.5 star. This guy progresses even further. He's 17 years old. At one point it should stop. Well, it's not like... Obviously he's allowed to progress. It's a bit much though, isn't it? He gained 3 points of strength in a year? At which point is it considered to be a wonder kid? I'm honestly asking. So, I was taught that a 5-point increase in an attribute is basically all you can get from a career of player. We got a 3-point increase in strength within a year on a 17-year-old. Well, the year? No, the year is true. The one with the 5 points? Yeah, I think it's a rule of thumb. Okay. Well, I don't know why where I caught that. Probably it might have been a really reliable source like YouTube or something. Maybe a blog post. Yeah, I think so too. We can triumph. Could be worse. So, Georgie 12. But, what? 12. Hard to say for me. Georgie, anyway. Georgie seems like a reasonable player. The problem is the wage. He's on a short list, he will remain there, and that's it. That's also not bad. That's not the kind of striker we're looking for. Because, well, he can score goals, and that's not the way we played it. Nah, seriously though. He's also way too expensive, so don't want to go there. Don't want to deal with that. Harsy's back in training, that's all we can say about this though. Yeah, and it might be about desire, so sure, why not? Alright, short break, then we'll talk to the players. We're back in time for the saving dialogue. Oh, okay. I love this. So, the board expects us to lose. That's just the way it is. We face a bigger club. And they basically hope that we continue to do what we did so far. The supporters want to see Zakaria, Carlos da Costa Lima, which is unlikely to happen, Elbug Chagtsel, and the minimum expectation from fans is to give city rivals Kuching the collective pride of their footballing lives. What does this mean? Like, I understand the words as well as the sentence, but what does it translate to in the match? Show them the way to the infirmary. What's the meaning of this? I'm confused. Theoretically speaking, Harzy's ready. Oh! He also trained really well. Good job, Harsy. So let's have a look at the rest of them. Yeah, we can talk to them again. Alright, so that's an easy one. No, it's not an easy one. This transfer, we got him from PDRM. So I don't want to clap my own shoulder too much, but this transfer has been outstanding so far. Not Zakaria level outstanding just yet, but for a 23-year-old, like, that's really fine. The positioning and maybe the half of the mantles obviously are still off. God, he has a few years. So, to me that's a cause for praise, obviously. Same here, as always, though. I kinda get used to it. Christopher. I mean, somewhat I expect this, but on the other hand I don't. Not sure if the focus on the corner taking makes much sense, but we do concentrate in set pieces and he does take corners, so I guess it does. Elbug. No specific focus, but after a hat-trick he trains well. Probably in a good mood. Jinsu Sum trains really well. So I think, in accordance with the training, I will play him. Well, depends on the foreign player rules. Let me put it that way. We might change our mind. depending on the foreign player rules and if we need to spot for somebody else, but I doubt it. Yilma trains well too. He's somewhat slow though. And in the next match, we will, on Yilma's side, so that's the left side, we'll face Roslan, who's rather fast. So I don't want to play Yilma for that reason. Where were we? Ahmad. Sorry about that. Ugh. Fasal Ahmad really plays. There's a bench option though, still available. Yeah, it's well trained too. Mazarin trains well. Parsi, we did talk to him. Hell, even Norman Ankun on an 8.05, not bad. McManamy does well. And now we're getting into the Carrier didn't play recently, Mendrick didn't. Artrula. And that's concerning. He did play. Like, he's still one of the better central defenders, just due to the fact that he can outrun people. Funnily enough, which is important in this league. You see that? Mod Charlil 7.0. That's not good enough, Shane. Diego 6.2 again. We play him day in, day out. He won't develop any further. Diego is one that needs to be replaced, just due to the lack of development, really, I feel. I think his contract runs out anyway, doesn't it? Or did we extend it? Of course we did extend it, yeah, sure. Well, if somebody comes and wants to buy him, one point of jumping on a central defender. Confused I am. Use it on the bench. Use it on the bench. We do need a central defender. We do need a left back. Malaysian. We do need a right back. I guess Mendruk. Given that we have a hard time coming up with all of them. Now up front we still have one foreign player slot, it seems. Well, I guess the Ahmad situation is always a thing, given that he doesn't count. He's Southeast Asian, so that helps a little bit. Nice, nice. Okay, so it is a thing after all. But is it also a young guy? Obviously. What attribute is it? Okay. So that might be a youth development thing. Not bad. That's it before foreign players. Yeah, that's an easy one though. So Harsey needs to come with us, despite returning from injury just now. And I guess it's Amat here. Da Costa Lima trains well though. So we'll do it like this. Alright. Short break, then we talk tactics. 4 points in concentration and positioning, wow. I guess I need your training facilities and coaching staff. For now though, we will adapt this tactic a little bit. So we will play narrowly here. Because the pitch is rather narrow and I want some space on the sides. Okay, yeah, still. That's a very good improvement. Assuming you use them that way. I wanted to float the crosses. I think that's still a thing. Ours are not much better though. So just imagine what would happen in a big club. Honest question. Should we try to cross early? Specifically instruct him to cross early. No, I don't think so. Will we? So, we have a look at the opposition. This person is not brave and primarily slow. Technically gifted though. He has composure. Can somewhat pass a ball. We need to shut down supply and that's it. He's a good player. This one's fast. Good off the ball movement, good anticipation. Bravery is really low. Dribbling is high. Let's hope he hurts himself without an impact though. From our side. Maybe they aged. No, they got younger. I don't know. Really, I can't say from here. He's the left midfielder. We show him on the weaker foot. We do try to trap on the inside anyway, which is fine with me. So show to the weaker foot. One could argue that tight marking or something might be appropriate here. Composure 6 to 8 too. It's not that low though. Same with first touch, so no specific closing down instruction, no specific tight mark, no specific hard tackles here. Nordin. Dribbling's low, bravery is lackluster, strength is absurdly bad. This is a case of a hard tackle. Composure is rather low. First touch is 8 though. So he will probably be able to control the ball. So pressing doesn't make much sense to me. Flair is low. Off the ball movement is somewhat low. He does have the pace to beat his man. He doesn't have the intelligence to get away from him though. As a result, I think given the dangerous passing and vision combination. Well, yeah, sure. Like possession-based football, for example. I don't know, what does your training look like? So we want to mark him out of the match, obviously. Sorry. Passing and vision are Okay-ish. I have a hard time declaring this as a tight mark, despite the low of the ball movement. Jumping reach and strength are not that good. I would argue, in combination with the bravery, this is a hard tackle. Is it a case of closing him down and marking him tightly? Well, composure is really low. First touch is okay though, so closing down is not sure. And it's the same with the tight marking. I'm not sure, so I will leave it open. Okay, well, I guess that explains it, right? So I hope that helps me. A silver eye. This silver eye though needs to be shown onto the left foot because he's a weak passer. Composure is low. First touch is okay though. Off the ball movement is rather good. So yeah, biggest concern here is that we tackle him too hard. I don't want to ease off tackle though, because his bravery and strength are really low. So we'll keep it in a standard approach. That said, this guy's probably the best player in the squad, so Mazran will have a hard time. Mod Khalili. Not a good passer. Does knock the ball past the opponent though, so we will try to show him onto the weaker foot actually, to show him to the inside, which is exactly funneling it into our pressing trap. At least according to what we instructed. Knocks the ball past the opponent, so that should lead him straight into a highly congested midfield. He should have a hard time there. Dribbling is rather low, bravery and strength are somewhat lackluster, but okay-ish though. He can't dribble, he can't have a good first touch. We could mark him out of the game, but it doesn't matter. He's a shitty passer and has no vision whatsoever. So, yeah. The expectation is he plays no through balls. They're, you know, with all of this experience, this is always a dangerous thing. But we'll assume that it's unlikely that he will create chances. And he still has 9 points of strength and approximately 8-point bravery, so no specific hard tackle. It's very different on this guy though. For a central defender, he is somewhat of a good passer actually, and we can definitely try to mark him out of the game. So that's a weird instruction to me. But just imagine Elbug Chagtsel being on his heels all the time. Basically breathing down his neck. There is also the opportunity to close him down instead. Look at that. Low strength, bravery is somewhat lowish, composure is lowish, first touch is bad, dribbling is bad. His decision making is good, but he has no vision whatsoever and his passing isn't that impressive either. So we want them to play to him at some point and then trigger the press on him. This one seems to be a little bit tired already. Dribbling, bravery are somewhat lackluster, strength is very low. Doesn't seem that impressive, neither from the positioning nor from the crossing perspective. We will show him to the weaker foot and that's it. What about the goalkeeper? So one-on-one skill is bad. Throwing is bad, kicking is okay-ish. I do not have a strong opinion on this person. Other than he's a fairly good goalkeeper. Alright. Are we ready? Mies, any comments? Last prayers? Thanks for being around. Alright. We gotta make this work. For Sharon Nullet. Also for Mika Billion. Because, I don't know, he might still watch this. Mika Billion, if you watch this and you are still alive, please, please tell us. We miss you dearly. So, Norman Ankun doesn't like his battle. With whoever's coming up, I don't care. You need to do this. Let's go to the dressing room. This is away from home, so we gotta wish him some luck. Gotta encourage them. That should work. Tell everyone that we trust them. Everybody seems to be pleased. Alright. Take a break. Grab a drink. We will have our local rivalry match against Kuching away from home straight after the break. Welcome to our match against Kuching FC. Probably. 3 changes on their side. We have... no, they have conceded 7 goals. We apparently made 4 changes to our lineup. I couldn't name them though. So we are in 2nd spot right now. And I guess facing the 7th, this might look like not that much. But it is. Wow, nice graphics. It is a big match. Look at the narrowness of the pitch too. So we try to play in a more narrow formation here. There shouldn't be much space to exploit on the wing. These central defenders though might have a hard time with us. In general. I think Fukai is the only one that can jump. Yeah, that's to be expected. So we will probably face through balls through the middle most of the time. Christopher out-jumps the defender. Good tackle by Mars here. I'm really nervous about this. I want the bragging rights, I want the 3 points. Nice play. Badrol Hisham, Baru. He took the shot for some reason. Could have passed it to Elbug Chagtsel. Well, hindsight's 20/20, right? At least there was an attempt. Selangor are continuing the theme of devastating KL Rovers. And we will encourage a squad. There will be a throw-in. Let's see what Badrol Hisham can do with this. Yeah, it's a floated cross. Christopher at the far post. The header wasn't really dangerous. Norden with a really good tackle. Roslan. So he's a decent crosser, if I recall correctly. Showed him to the inside. There are good passers on the inside. That's dangerous too. Gets blocked though. So far, no chances created by them. Will this change with the first corner? Seems like it. Wow. That was close. I'm not even sure if this was a shot. Doesn't seem to count as one. Another corner. Well, this game certainly has it all in it. 6 minutes into the match. I'm starting to become nervous already. I I guess. I'm starting to become nervousness already. That all... Oh no, Mahazir. It was offside. I thought it might have been a card. We can praise the team again, so we will do just that. Baru, well intercepted. Hankun. So far, I do not really see an impact of Zakaria just yet. It's way too narrow here to have an impact, it seems. Elbug Chagtsel, that's in the back of Baru, doesn't matter though. Not to Baru. Elbug, easy! What a combination! But this is like, I do like the fact that Elbug Chagtsel dropped off a little bit and shot from a little bit more of a distance. But this goal is 90% Baru. Look at that dribble. Forward, outside. Forward again, to the back, finds a nice pass. Elbug Chagtsel is basically at the penalty spot. Evades 3 defenders and just taps it in. So much for poachers, I guess. I like it. What's going on with him? He's uninterested after the Yeah, we gave him feedback. We encouraged him again. Because, well, thank you, Football Manager, for doing that. That really should stop. Wow, what a pass. What a pass by Mahazir. Sorry, forgot the name for a second. Nice! Nice! 17 minutes in, Elbug Chagtsel is on a... I'm not even sure if this is considered to be a run. He's going to the moon. Scored a hat-trick last match, and he's on his way to score a second hat-trick in the second match in a row. So now we can start the praising, I think. What did I do? No. I never knew that you can click on that. Cool. Elbug. He will go for a third, won't he? Or not. Sure, just give it back to the defender. In this case, Zakaria though. So he's somewhat reliable with the passing. Quite contrary to Marazin and Mazrin. That said, they still find the opportunities. Ankun. This isn't high enough. Should be more. Considering the way we played for now, 2 goals up is not enough. Like all of these corner situations at the start of the match here, they were concerning. But the general play here... Sure, take the foul. Why not? That can happen. And look at the amount of possession. It's not that high. Holy shit, Ankun. He obviously wanted to lob it towards one of the lights. What's it called? Christopher doesn't manage to beat his man. Diego does though. Christopher again. Followed by 2. Cuts inside. Manages to They both look really annoyed by this. And Roslan clears for a throw in. Praise them. Let's get this thing in. Ankun, Badr Hisham, corner. Can we make it free prior to halftime? Mazrin Elbug. Second hat-trick in a row. And he doesn't look like he's about to stop. A hat-trick in 39 minutes. Wow. I'm not sure how much it took in the last match. Can't have been that much though. So what are we to do here? If anything at all. I really have my doubts about touching this now. You serious? Because I honestly thought about it, but 3 goals, bringing it into halftime at least. It seems like not conceding is way more important. Looking at this though, it also seems like we have a really good opportunity to score yet another goal or two. And as long as things are going this way, like I guess starting at minute 55 to 65, at one point they gotta increase the risk. For now though, Mahazir doesn't hit the goal. So I'll go defensive for the last 3 minutes. Which might have been a bad idea. He tries to calm his players down? For what reason? They do have some of the ball and some possession. Sari is a somewhat creative player. Asnan drifts forward. That's dangerous. It's another corner. As long as we defend well, I have no concerns. Please just do that. Who's that, by the way? Baru. Asnan. Well done. Ankun. Please play a really long ball. He doesn't. He plays a possession pass. I guess that's fine too. Mazrin and Diego exchange passes. There's some sort of a cross that got blocked. Elbug. It's not a foul. Cross. But who doesn't get his head to the ball? We do get another corner though. 8 shots. None taken by Kuching. That one pass shot thingy after a corner, that was concerning. Mahazir. All of these further crosses. With better heading we could have had another 2 goals maybe. Elbug last scene of the first half most likely. Bakrula wins the header and it goes, well, somewhat close to the crossbar into touch. What do I say about this? Is there anything to say at all? We do go back to balanced mentality for the start of the second half, and then we will gradually knock it back, I think. It will not get much better. Like, this is exactly what the supporters expected. This is not what the board expected, though. So, I would argue specific praises for Elbug Chagtsel are in order, but I want to say... well... I have doubts about complacency and stuff. Also, I think this is the one occasion where I can actually say you've not been good enough despite everyone else being really great. Now he's inspired. Yeah, so I won't change anything. Let's have a short break and then we'll see how the second half turns out. Alright, let's start the second half. Up by 3 goals, going back to balanced mentality. Let's win the second half too. Preferably without conceding any shots whatsoever. And obviously I will start with a theme of the praising immediately from the sidelines. They had such a good first half. Elbug Chagtsel on a 9.7 rating. Will he make it to another 10.0? He probably misplaced the pass. That's the only thing I can imagine. Maybe lost a tackle or something. Look how deep they stand. Trying to draw us forward somewhat. That is dangerous. That was not offside, I think. Masgrin, good tackle. Wow. There they had their shot. That was interesting. Like, I appreciate the tackle by Mazarin. Christopher loses the ball. Pedro Henrique, and that should be easy to defend for Diego. Mazarin and Diego again. Christopher. Not offside. Christopher finds an opportunity for a pass. That's another corner. KL Rovers are had a 3-3 so far against Selangor. Wow. Mazarin. Elbug. Could have been number 4. Elbug with a free kick. How many free kicks and set pieces did we have? They had 9 fouls. No, 8. You gotta be kidding me. Minute 54. Goal number 4 for Elbug Chagtsel. They'll build him a shrine. He's not a club legend just yet, but it will not take long if he continues scoring like this. Wow. I'm highly confused. 4 goals. After scoring 3 in the last match already. Against a local rival, I might add. And he doesn't even understand the language just yet. Alright, minute 60. We don't need to score anymore. And if there's ever been a match that I could sub off players to gain some sharpness on the others, it's probably this one. So, I hate myself for pulling them off the pitch though. McManamy needs some match practice. Mendruk needs match practice, and Zakaria, frankly speaking, doesn't have the best match anyway. And Kamarudin needs some for Mazarin. There's also the carrier situation and maybe even Harsey. So we give him 30 minutes. Weirdly enough, I do not have problems with that. Their goalkeeper skill-wise looked impressive at the start of the match. 4 goals later, I'm not so sure anymore. That's not good. In fact, that's really bad. Jinsu-sun tips it wide. Nice. Selangor scored a 4th too. And that was reasonably well defended for now. Did they sub anyone on just yet? Doesn't look like it. We know though that Asnan is rather tired on the right defensive side, so that would be the left, that would be Christopher's job. He's somewhat tired too. Also Elbug Chagtsel tired, we probably need to take him off. He did have hell of a match though. Don't lose it. Of course he loses it. Baru loses the ball. All, well, same as Badrul Hisham. For now though, wow. Mandruk with a shitty pass most likely. Elbug Chagtsel intercepts. You just can't stop Elbug Chagtsel in this move. Somebody told me recently that Elbug Chagtsel needs to work as a poacher. I'm not sure what's going on here, but apparently he heard you. Look at that. Just takes a long shot that deflects off the defender, puts it into the back of the net. 5 goals in 63 minutes. I need to take him off. He will score another 3 otherwise. He, like, seriously. 4? It's 5. Oh, it's an own goal. You gotta be kidding me, that counts as an own goal. That's semantics, isn't it? You just watched it. Doesn't count as his goal, but still. It is very impressive. So, honest question. Who shall come on for Elbug Chagtsel? Shall we try somebody like Harsi there? He is somewhat exhausted. So I really think we should take... Oh, actually, there's an easier one. We bring on Amat for him and play Amat back in Diego's position. Diego does the pressing forward. Amat plays the box-to-box. We do personalize this to him a little bit. Dribble less, take more passing risks though, cross less often, ease off tackles, shoot less often because he's a bad shot. And that should do it. So now we should have somewhat acceptable passing on the pitch in general. And Elbug's off, and well, that also saves us the, I guess, the thoughts about Elbug being potentially injured. I trust everyone in this situation to get out there. 5-0. That's the best result of the entire season, at least. I'm not sure if we ever had a result like this. Interesting and somewhat dangerous. That's a failed tackle. Guess that happens from time to time. Elbug intercepts again. Doesn't get hurt. Baru. Will there be another counter-attack? Sure. Baru, that's clearly a yellow. Well, it would have been a yellow to me, but apparently it is not to the referee for some reason. Mahazir with a good tackle. Mazrin's still asleep. Silverai cuts inside. Sorry, don't let him shoot. He shoots. Deflects off the defender. We will also waste time. And, well, I just wasted a shout. I would have praised him otherwise, so let's wait for the end of the scene. 5 goals by an expected goals rating of 1.66. Diego McManamy will be too slow. Nice interception by Baru. Sadly, the pass was really bad. Get him. I said get him. That's fine. Well, that's dangerous. Shin Soo-sun is there to save the day. Let's not concede. Mazir, Kamarudin. Christopher is not caught out of position, I think. But he didn't make the run. I think the central defender was caught napping there. Ahmad. Good save, Natsil. Good save. Diego on a yellow card now. Does it matter? Somewhat. I mean, I don't want him to be banned next match. Is there anyone else that could do his job? I guess in this situation, anyone could do it, really. And Christopher play as a striker? No, he can't. We'll try Harsey. I don't care much. He's definitely not a striker, obviously. But in this situation, why not? "12 minutes on the pitch, returning from injury. I think this is an appropriate situation. Harsey. Baru takes the shot. It's another corner. Well, I think the floated cross is probably... Well, on the other hand, forget about it. We might still have the superior jumpers on the pitch. So, who knows? Our striker takes the corner now. Fakrula could have been the biggest win ever. Fakrula's long ball goes nowhere, does it? This is really ugly. I like it. For some context, just to put it out there, Kuching are the ones that got us promoted in the first place. They brought this on themselves by loaning half of their youth squad to us 2 seasons ago. And maybe 2 seasons ago, I think. So, if they had not done that, we wouldn't have gotten promoted and they would not suffer this defeat in the league match. That said, I think there's a slight, I guess, what's it called? A disturbance in the force here. Considering Sarawak see a new giant emerging at this situation. At least according to this match. That's really great. I can't praise him just yet. We do not have any additional substitutes, I think, so Christopher will need to make it through. 1, 2, 3, 4... yeah, 5. Did use them all. Mod Khalili with the corner. Don't let them score. That's not offside, sadly. He is shown inside, though. Ahmad, yeah, he could have closed him down. Don't you dare. We clearly stated at the start of this match that we want to see them burn. This is as much as we get in footballing terms. Burn them. Bakrula, well intercepted, nice ball control. Well, I like him too. I think they are very welcome to come visit us next time at the other side of the city. This is as humiliating as it might get for them. In their own stadium, on their own pitch, beaten with a tactic that seems to be, well, adapted to exactly what we expected from them. And Pahang made it to 2-0 against the Armed Forces. That's it. Well, this was the best first half of the entire season. That's for sure. We did take basically all of the chances though. Like, we had 16 shots. So, obviously there were a few more. But the ones with the high quality, we did take them. That's really, really impressive. So... And just to imagine that we could have scored the odd goal here and there more from set pieces by one of the central defenders, but also Elbug. He could have had a fifth or a sixth. Well, theoretically speaking, he had a fifth. Because that shot really just deflected off the defender. In the end, it was Elbug's goal. So I would argue in real life they would probably put that on Elbug Chagtsel. But I think celebrations are in order. Bragging rights definitely go to our supporters. This is... Yeah. Best match of the season. No doubt about that. We had a few good ones. For example, the fact that we threw Selangor out in the cup. Sure. Really good match. This one though, sees us shoot right to the top of the table. At least for now. Yeah, I agree with that, but Elbug was in the form of his life today. Like, nobody else scored. It was all Elbug. Which, by the way, brings him... I just want to have a look at this. He got hammered. And Elbug Chagtsel worshipped by the fans. So despite the goal that doesn't belong to him, he's on 10 goals in 9 appearances in the league. So, I need to construct a shrine, I guess. Yeah. Wow. And I did not expect this at the start of the season. I came with all of the arguments, you witnessed it. I came up with all of the arguments why a pressing forward is a good idea. And he doesn't necessarily need to score that much. Well, I was completely wrong. And, well, it does not pain me to say this. He's fantastic. Well, are they? He did score the odd penalty here and there, I think 1 or 2, and a free kick here and there. Yeah. Well, but then again, do we care? I mean, we are supposed to make the most of set pieces, so I guess he does. Okay, alright. Well, that still makes it 5 that were scored by him from that perspective, so I don't have a problem with that. And I think, given the way it went today, we can be really happy with this, can't we? So, yeah. I'll wrap it up here. I'm really, really happy with this. I am totally exhausted from the day. I need to get some sleep. And this is as good as it gets. So I don't want to fuck it up against whoever we play next. Sure. Don't let me enjoy this mess. Now the league's too easy. Take an underdog club. What club would that be? Anyway, so Sabah will be next. Don't know when we will do that. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to follow in the future. And yeah, I'm gonna go celebrate now. See you soon. Definitely not, man. And Special thanks again to Make a Billion and, well, all of the regulars, obviously. Bye.